You're watching Passport to the Palm Beaches. I'm Jacqueline Journey. I'm so excited today because we are at the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens and I love this place. They've got gorgeous, magnificent, monumental sculptures in their ginormous garden. They've also got 250 plus types of rare plants and tons of beautiful artwork, art studios. You're absolutely going to love it. Let's head inside. If you're in the Palm Beaches, a must-see is the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. They're absolutely incredible. And we are here with someone from Sculpture Gardens, Cynthia Kenai. Thank you so much for having us today. This place is really incredible. I mean, it's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Thank you. We think so. We are standing in the studio of Ann Norton, which is probably one of the most magical places that we have here.
There's a lot to see here. I mean, the actual house, actually listed on the National Registry of Historic Places, which is incredible on its own. You feature other artists in the home. You've got the gorgeous sculpture gardens, which we'll see very shortly. And there are 9 monumental sculptures in this garden of Ann Norton's that are going to blow your mind. They're beautiful. So tell us a little bit about the history. How did this place come about?
The historic home was the home of Ralph Norton and his wife Elizabeth. They bought the house in 1935, and as it would happen, Mrs. Norton passed away, and he then married Anne Weaver. She was an artist. She was sort of an artist ahead of her time in terms of her interest in contemporary art, and they had that basic love of art together. They were married about 5 years before he passed away, and Ann Norton lived here for the rest of her life, and I think she spent most of it in this studio.
I mean, it's an absolutely incredible place, and it's very inspiring just to be in here. You can feel all of the juices flowing, and one of the things I find really interesting about Ann Norton as an artist, you don't necessarily think by looking at all of her works that they were done by the same artist. She seemed really versatile, and working with brick and granite and all kinds of other materials. It's really fascinating.
I think that she was someone who was constantly expanding the boundaries of what the means in which she worked. So she traveled a lot, and through travel, I think she had a lot of inspiration from different places, and you see that in the monumental sculpture. The one that's in granite, the 7 beings, was definitely inspired by travel, and a lot of the other brick sculptures. There are 8 other brick sculptures in the gardens, and we think that is an inspiration from where she grew up, which was Selma, Alabama. She made all of the bricks, created them, and then inside each of the sculptures is steel rebar. So there was a lot of engineering and a lot of things that came together to create these amazing pieces. And then in here you see a lot of wood, you see bronze, you see stone, and of course huge plaster pieces, and it's interesting to note that Ann Norton was 4 feet 11 inches tall. She was small and petite, but she was always thinking big about her art. But for her legacy, she really wanted to protect this 2-acre green space on the Intercoastal Waterway, and for the community to enjoy her art and this green space. But I think it's really an amazing experience to be and to see someone who has lived in this space and to walk through really their life and what they have really cared about. I think it reminds us of all of the places that we care about, whether it be a family home that you go back and visit over and over again because you want to see the changes. Because you live your life in a place it really matters. And I think most people that visit us understand that when they walk through this space, that it mattered to her, and then it becomes a point of really an important thing for the people that are members here and people that visit here. They can see the life that unfolded and how important it was for her to share that with all of us.
We're here in the center of the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens, and I'm here with the garden guru. That's what I hear is your unofficial nickname, Margaret Horgan. This place is outstanding. I mean, give us a little history about the gardens themselves.
Okay, so the gardens themselves were the final element of Ann's whole vision. And when she had this piece of property, her thought was for the guests that came to experience sort of a sense of mystery and to round the corner as if you're in a jungle and happen upon her works. And then once that experience was there, then a lot of them are untitled, and it was meant to just be, you know, the eye of the beholder to interpret how you see them, how they represented themselves to you.
The first time I walked through here, I actually equated it to like Christmas morning, because it's like unwrapping a present every time you walk around a corner. Everything is so well contained.
Yes.
And the gardens are thriving, you know, and so gorgeous that they really are like little hidden treasures all throughout the garden.
They are. And the original plan too was different sections of the gardens are meant to inspire a different feeling. So the front part of the gardens, when you come in by the historic house, is sort of the celebration lawn and meant for having fun and having events. And then as you make your way into the deeper parts of the garden, for example, this is the reflection pool, and appropriately named because if you're standing here, you see the reflection of Gateway to Knowledge. If you're over there, you see the reflection of Gateway number 5. So a lot of people come and just like to sit here and watch the light reflecting off the palms, and that's really a lovely area. And then we have a meditation pond on the other side, which needs no explanation. So you can experience a lot of different sensations and reflective periods, if you want to call it that, while you're in the garden. You can choose how you want to feel when you're here, and there's a little bit of something for everyone. We have seating everywhere, so some people come in with a book and sit down and like to read a book, and some people just do a really quick tour, but it's all here for the taking, and you can make your visit here what you want out of it.
The Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens are an absolute must-see PB location.